Masterful, Part 6, The Relic Unveiled. The relic shimmered in the fiery glow, its surface alive with swirling patterns of molten gold. It resembled a crown, jagged and uneven, as though forged from the volcano itself. The sight of it sent a chill through Wu, despite the searing heat filling the theater. "Gee," Wu whispered, his voice trembling. "That's it. That's what I saw." Ji's eyes were wide with fear and wonder. The crown? But why? What does it mean? Wu didn't have an answer. The images flashing in his mind, the pull of the sigil, and now the emergence of this relic. It all felt connected, but the purpose remained a mystery. On stage, Master Zuo staggered back, his fiery aura dimming. "Han, whatever you're doing, hurry it up. That thing's getting stronger." The beast stood taller now, its molten body radiating raw power as the sigil's light synced with the relic above. Its claws burned brighter, and with a single swipe, it sent a wave of fire cascading toward the masters. Han leapt into action, his barrier of wind expanding outward to shield them. The flames dissipated on contact, but the strain was evident on his face. "This isn't just a guardian anymore," Han said through gritted teeth. "It's drawing energy from the relic. If we don't sever that connection soon, we're all finished." "Easier said than done," Zuo snapped, dodging another fiery attack. Wu clutched Ji's arm, his heart racing. "We have to do something," he said, his voice urgent. Ji stared at him like he'd lost his mind. "What are you talking about? What can we do? We're not like them." "But we're here," Wu insisted. "We've been pulled into this for a reason. I don't know what it is, but I can feel it, Ji. That crown, whatever it is, it's important." The brothers' argument was interrupted as the beast let out a deafening roar, its claws slamming into the ground. The impact sent a fiery shock wave rippling through the theater, knocking everyone off their feet. Wu landed hard, pain shooting through his side. He looked up in time to see the fissure widening, molten rock bubbling just below the surface. "Han!" Zuo shouted. "This place isn't going to hold much longer." Han didn't respond. His focus was entirely on the sigil, his hands moving in intricate patterns as the air around him shimmered. "What's he doing?" Ji asked, his voice shaking. Wu's gaze locked onto Han. "He's trying to break the sigil's connection, but it's taking everything he has." The beast seemed to sense this. With a guttural growl, it lunged toward Han, its massive claws glowing with molten energy. "No!" Wu shouted, scrambling to his feet. Before he could think, he grabbed a broken piece of debris and hurled it at the beast. The makeshift projectile struck the creature's shoulder, doing no damage but drawing its attention. The beast's fiery eyes locked onto Wu, and for a terrifying moment, it seemed to hesitate. Ji grabbed Wu's arm, pulling him back. "What are you doing? Are you trying to get us killed?" "It worked, didn't it?" Wu shot back, his chest heaving. "It stopped." The beast growled, its gaze shifting between the brothers and the masters. The sigil on its chest pulsed faster, its glow intensifying. Han seized the opportunity. With a final burst of energy, he thrust his hands forward, releasing a torrent of wind that struck the sigil directly. The light flickered, and the beast roared in pain, staggering backward. "It's working!" Zuo shouted, his blade igniting as he prepared to strike. But before he could move, the relic above flared with blinding light. The runes on the blackened structure glowed brighter, and a shockwave of fiery energy erupted, sending everyone flying. Wu hit the ground hard, the air knocked from his lungs. Through the haze of heat and debris, he saw the relic hovering above the stage, spinning slowly. The crown seemed to hum with power, its jagged edges crackling with energy. And then a voice, soft but commanding, echoed in his mind. "Come!" Wu froze, his heart pounding. The voice wasn't like the beast's. It was calm, almost welcoming. He looked at Ji, but his brother didn't seem to hear it. "Come to me." The pull he had felt earlier grew stronger, an invisible force urging him forward. Against his better judgment, Wu took a step toward the stage. "Wu, what are you doing?" Ji's voice was frantic, but it sounded distant, like an echo. I, I have to," Wu said, his voice barely audible. The beast roared again, but this time it seemed distracted. Its movements were slower, its focus shifting between the relic and Wu. Han and Zuo exchanged a glance, their expressions grim. "It's not over yet," Han said, his voice steady despite his exhaustion. "No," Zuo agreed, gripping his blade tightly. "But something's changed." As Wu took another step forward, the relic's glow intensified, bathing the theater in its fiery light. And then everything went silent.